Today I am going to look at yet another RC Warbird, and I have to say, when I started to try these Warbirds, I didn't know what to expect, but quite fast actually. I just kind of fell in love with them, because I mean I have a few of them behind me, and they are so nice to fly, and they have this nice history to them. So well, I just had to purchase another one, and today it's actually a fairly new release, and it's the Trojan T-28 from E-Flite. It's a 1100mm wingspan RC plane. So I mean it looks super nice with this yellow, and I'm just eager to try it. So let's go out and do a maiden on this T-28. On the runway today I have the E-Flite Trojan T-28, the 1100mm wingspan, and it's a nice day with a few clouds, just a little bit of a breeze. So I mean it's going to be interesting to get this one in the air. It's not the heaviest one. I was checking the surfaces here. Everything seems to be working. It's not the heaviest RC plane in this size, but it's actually the first low wing in this size I'm trying, so it will be interesting to get this one up in the air. Really short takeoff, and it looks so nice. Oh wow, Jesus, and it can do the aerobatics as well. Wow. Yeah, no problem doing a roll. I have to say, this yellow against the blue sky and the clouds just looks sick almost. It's such a beautiful RC plane in the sky. And I did actually do 2 flights prior to this one with a 3-cell battery. This time I'm using a 4-cell, and it's actually my first flight with a 4-cell battery. So I purchased the smart batteries, the 2200 milliamp batteries, and they fit right into the place where you put the battery. So you just have to put the battery on its tall side. So let's do a gentle roll. Yeah, much better. So on the first flight, then I actually did have. The elevator was set the wrong way, so it just was crazy pitching up. So I have to land it and adjust it. And as this is a really cold day, minus 10 degrees Celsius, I cannot fly for too long because my fingers are actually numb right now. But with a gentle use of the ailerons, I actually have a nice roll. But I have to say, this RC airplane, it just feels so nice to fly. It just floats, and the visibility of the yellow, wow. I really like the FMS T-28, the 800mm, but this one looks so much better. Wow. And for being this size, which is actually it's twice the weight of the FMS T-28, and it's actually quite a bit larger. I have to say that it's just an interesting one, and you can certainly do just around the sky and in whichever direction you want to. It just does it with ease, really. So compared to the 3S and the 4-cell, I think it's very tame to do 3S and fly it, and actually it's quite a bit of difference when you put the 4-cell battery inside, because it's so powerful. I understand it, because it's a fairly light RC airplane also. And for being such a low wing, it does actually float really nice. And it's much easier to fly this one. For instance, if you compare this to the Timber X or the Night Timber X, this one is so much easier to fly. and it doesn't feature no flaps or retracts or anything fancy really. It's just a regular 4-channel RC airplane with, of course, AS3X and safe, but it's so well behaved. Okay, so I triggered the smart ESC alarm, which warns me when I'm about to drop voltage, so I think I better get this one down. But I have to say that I'm surprised that this one flies so great. And with 4-cell battery, it's super agile and speedy. And I mean, the appearance in the sky with the yellow against the blue and the clouds is just so... it's one of the most beautiful RC airplanes, really. And as you see, you can actually slow it down quite nice, even though it doesn't have flaps. So I'm trying to have it kind of flat turns here. The first 2 landings were kind of nice, so I expect this one to be about as nice. Oh, okay, one more turn just to lose a bit more altitude, and it looks really nice flying this low also. So now I have a good glide slope, so let's get it down and flare. Yes, good. That was a really excellent Maiden 4-cell flight, and it looks so nice. So it's been a few days since I flew this T-28 from E-Flite, and well, it was just a really fun, exciting flight, and I just loved the way it handles in the air. So, I mean, to assemble this was really easy. You have to there's one screw to hold the main wing. Of course, you have to pop in the landing gears, and the nose wheel is actually held by a screw. This is also spring damped, and these are kind of flexible as well. So they do absorb if you have a kind of a rough landing. The rear stabilizer is slide into place and held by only 4 pieces of tape, which is kind of interesting solution. And then on this side, it's actually have to connect the servo horn for the elevator, and I used the second horn from the inner hole, so I actually have a lot of elevator authority. The prop is already mounted, and inside there's not much to do because everything is pre-assembled. So we have the servos, the AR631 receiver, which is actually a simple version of the 630 receiver, so it's not as featured as the 630. Under this foam piece, you actually put the batteries in from this direction, and it's made for the 2200 milliamp batteries, which last a nice time. And I also like the prop sound from this one. So the prop is a bit flexible, just as on the Carbon Cub S2. In the sound, the prop sound actually does remind me more of how the Carbon Cub S2 flies. Then, for instance, the Timber X. The Timber X is kind of harsh sounding, and I don't like the Timber X how it sounds, but this one is really pleasing. And as you saw on 4-cell, it's just super agile and goes so speedy. But I also think that 3-cell flight is really relaxed. So I would certainly explore more with both 3-cell and 4-cell. I think they just are different, and of course you have more power and maybe to do things on 4-cell, but I think both of them will just be equally great to fly. It's a really simple RC airplane. There are no flaps, no retracts, no bells and whistles, but it flies so great and it looks so gorgeous in the sky. And I actually I already purchased this FMS T-28, and I really like how this one flies. I didn't expect this one to fly almost as good, but in a way it does actually fly better. But the other one is smaller. This is a little bit bigger. But the light airframe is also something that is just kind of amazing, because with the light RC airplane it is much more agile, and it just floats better. So I mean, so far this is actually the best E-Flite RC plane, and one of the most gorgeous looking RC planes I've purchased. So I really like this.